Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. So, once again, for you, I have the ladies of the View. Now, this new lady, her name is Jane Colston. She's the one, she will be, as you're looking to the far right, she's the young African-American lady with the mohawk. I'm actually very impressed by her. Hold up, let me get this all set. Very impressed. She's doing a great job. Also, the lady in the yellow is Sarah Haynes. So it's like they're becoming more balanced. But what happens on this episode is they try to hold water for Chris Cuomo. Now, here's my problem with the ladies of the View. They present themselves like everyday people: Joy Behar, Sonny Hostin, and Whoopi Goldberg. They're not everyday people. Are you hobnobbing with the likes of Alec Baldwin, Chris Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo? Do you know the Cuomo family? No, you don't. See, that's kind of the thing. They present themselves as an average everyday person, but they're not, and it comes out in their politics and how they talk. See, these are the liberal elites, and they will always attempt to hold water for the liberal elites. But let's move on and see what they have to say.
New York Attorney General Letitia James released documents from the sexual harassment investigation against former Governor Andrew Cuomo, which he still denies. Now, the documents show that Andrew's brother, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, used media contacts to get information on Andrew's accusers. CNN says...
Now, if you'll notice, she just kind of tries to gloss over that really quickly, because they're going to try to hold water. Remember when the Alec Baldwin shooting happened? They went after Kyle Rittenhouse. They were standing up for Rosenbaum, who was a sexual predator. He raped little boys, but this is okay, see, because as long as you agree with them on politics, as long as they perceive that you do, it's okay. This is why the left, they're not misunderstood. They don't have wrong thinking. They're evil. They're just plain evil. Let's go.
That they'll have to have conversations in the next few days to seek additional clarity about the significance relating to CNN. And here's what Chris said about his involvement in all of this back in August.
I said point blank, I can't be objective when it comes to my family. So I never reported on the scandal. And when it happened, I tried to be there for my brother. I'm not an advisor. I'm a brother. I wasn't in control of anything. I was there to listen and offer my take. This will be my final word on it. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do so.
So, does this change the situation for Chris and CNN or for his brother? Or what does this actually all mean?
I think he's in a little bit of trouble. I do. I mean, I like Chris. You know, I know the family. I know Matilda, her husband. Now.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Every time they're talking about one of their lefty heroes, they're all in the same group. They know the family, they know the children. Same thing with Alec Baldwin, same thing with all these people. So if you knew Andrew Cuomo and you knew what he was like, why is this even a discussion? Let's continue.
Mario was a great governor and a good family, and I think that he's in a little trouble here.
I think that he's in a lot of trouble.
Hold on a second. Oh, what?
I think he's in a lot of trouble.
Okay,
I think if you were reporting on this about someone else, he'd be saying that that person should be fired.
So this is Jane Colston. Yes, she's absolutely right. He would be, if this was not his brother, or if this was someone else, like she's saying, he would be on the air every night. Him and that punk, what is his name? I keep forgetting his damn name. You know who I'm talking about. The one that comes on before him and they have the little stupid exchange.
Well, I'm not going to be judge and jury of the guy.
See, this is what lefties always do. So go back to even my discussion about Rosenbaum being a 5-time convicted sexual predator of little boys. Notice one of the lefties on that email exchange. It's on the Dan Dawson Show on Facebook, right? It's all there. I have it all laid out for you, right? Well, not all. because the person sending the post took it down before I could screen capture everything. But this is her aunt. Well, I'm not going to be the judge and jury, and that's not for you to decide. That's what judges and juries are for, dumbass. But this is what lefties always do. I'm not going to judge, but you just finished for a year judging Kyle Rittenhouse. You are a liar and a scum. I'm telling you, these lefties are evil. They're evil in their thinking, they're evil in their doings, they're evil in their actions. If you're evil in your thinking and you're evil in your actions, you're just evil. There's no in between. You're not misguided, you're not misinformed, you're just evil. Let's continue.
Well, all I'm saying is that I understand the information to help your brother, even though I'm an only child, I get it anyway. But you don't use your position in the media to help him. I mean, he said, I have a lead on the wedding girl when he called, Andrew's aide. And I think that.
So with this not be intimidating the witness, see, this is an old mob tactic. And of course, it's in New York. And don't forget, just last year when having Fauci on, Chris Cuomo made a mob reference. They were like, who are the two famous mob, De Niro and Pacino, right? He made that mob reference, so he was already doing mob shit. You see where I'm going with that? Let's continue.
That is like, let's find out some dirt on your accuser. That's right out of, some kind of a defense attorney who's trying to defend somebody who committed a crime against the accuser.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, if you caught that, she almost said Rittenhouse, didn't she? Man, I hope his $60 million lawsuit against I hope he gets every penny. I hope the judge just comes in, has a bad day, and says 60 million, now I'm giving you 100. There you go.
So I don't think that that's kosher, frankly. Right. Now, whether he should be fired for it, I mean, that's for, Jeff Zucker to figure out, not me. But, there's a lot in this story that doesn't feel right, even though I do appreciate the Cuomo family very much. But do you think he did?
Now, I want you to notice what Jane is doing here. You see how she's looking? I'm gonna back it up just a second. Now, I want you to look at her. Just look at her. Watch her for a second.
There's a lot in this story that doesn't feel right, even though I do appreciate the Cuomo family very much. But do you think he did anything illegal?
She's looking like, I can't believe these bitches just said this shit. Really? And here goes Sonny holding the water for the white man, of course.
Cool. I mean, does it feel? That I don't know. You're the lawyer. You tell me.
That's the thing. I think it comes down to, it doesn't feel right. It seems unseemly, right? But is it illegal? I don't think so. I think he's a brother. He wanted to help his brother.
Yeah.
I think certainly there is an ethical issue when it comes to journalism. Should you be, if he's considered a journalist, did you use your sources to somehow help your brother's legal case? I mean, he is a lawyer. Chris is also a lawyer, and he was drafting statements and advising his brother. Saying he's not.
Now watch when the beatdown begins. So this is Sarah. Now watch her and Jane just tear into these three harpies.
He was drafting statements and advising his brother, saying
he's not an advisor.
While saying he's not an advisor. Did he do anything illegal? I don't see that. And so what do you do when your brother is in trouble? And you are not only an attorney, you have a job where that gives you access to.
So why not take yourself off the air?
Well, that's
For that
what
period of
that's what
time.
he should have done.
Yeah, and he said
He didn't report on it.
he said he was not going to report on it, but he did the work of a reporter. Like he was doing the work while saying he wasn't covering it. He also used his access and his name, and he keeps saying he's not an advisor, but he is doing this stuff. And I think the problem I have with it is, in a time where we're living with an administration that really kind of embraced the word fake news, and we saw this kind of mistrust in institutions
Now watch dumbass Joy jump back in. Let's go.
everywhere, specifically the media, who has repeatedly.
You're talking about the last administration.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's my problem with the whole, no, it's not, it is fake news. They lied about the Russian dossier. They lied about the Steele dossier. They lied about Clinton's servers. CNN keeps lying. The View keeps lying. They lied for a year about the Rittenhouse trial, which is why they're being sued. because they lied and they knew they lied. There's a difference between, hey, Dan might not have all the information, but Dan has to do it almost daily show, right? Let's say I'm on CNN. I got to do this daily show. I may not have all the information. There's a difference between that and now having the information and still lying. They lied about Trump. They lied about January 6th. They lied about remember the mostly peaceful protests? They lie so much, nobody trusts them. What CNN has had to do is, because their live shows on cable news are so bad, they've had to go to YouTube to get views and clicks and talk to their base, the people who will believe every lie they tell. Let's continue.
Just to be clear.
In case they seem similar, it was the last one, but
Now you notice what Sarah just did there. She's like, in case they seem similar. What she's signaling is the Biden administration is full of lies too. Very much full of lies.
the whole idea that we have distrust in everything from health organizations to news organizations, when you have someplace like CNN allowing this to fly, I'm not saying, again, I'm not the judge and jury. I don't know if firing is, and I know it's not criminal, but they need to hold him accountable, because you need to be the example of, we won't stand for unethical behavior on our watch.
Right, especially because this is a massive ethical breach. If you work at a news agency, as I do and we do, you understand that they're just basic things. Like if you found out that an intern did this, they'd be gone a second after these text messages came out. And I think that this is an abuse of power. What this took place, the only reason that Chris Cuomo was able to do any of this, he was able to get sources on some of the accusers. Think about what that would, you see in these text messages, how it's not just Chris Cuomo, to be clear. And I think it's really worth taking a look at what Letitia James released. You're seeing people talking about these accusers like they're just nuisances. One person says, can we just fire all the women from the governor's mansion? And just the ways in which power took precedence over doing what's
But don't
right.
confuse the governor's mansion with Chris Cuomo. Come on, let's.
But he was helping. And
Here's Joyce still trying to carry the water. No, this Jade has you dead to rights. You're dead in the water. She has you dead to rights.
know that they're brothers, but at a certain point, you're a person with a responsibility to your viewers who may not understand, as we've discussed, the difference between opinion journalism and straight news. And I think
If he's not reporting on it, how does
Yeah,
that infringe
but he's
on
still
his
using,
job?
as she said, using what he gained through report.
And here comes Sonny again, right? Here comes Sonny. Look how she's looking at her. Look at that look. She's like, I could hit you, bitch. These are my people. This is my tribe. This is my cult, which is why you never want to argue with lefties. Let me do it for you. I enjoy it. I mean, some people get upset, but it's like, well, like I said, if you go to the Dan Dawson Show on Facebook, you can see the receipts I give. I'll hammer them all day. I don't care. And at that point, I had been up for almost 24 hours. And once they brought it up and tagged me in some Facebook bullshit, I just started hammering. But this is how they look. This is how they feel. See, they have an emotional and visceral reaction. They don't even know why. It's ridiculous because they're in a cult.
Trying to find sources.
Well, no,
trying
it
to talk
wasn't
to
through,
people about it.
reporting, because he wasn't pretending he was doing this for reporting. I keep.
Actually, he was using his sources, right, from his many years in reporting and using his connections. And he can come on the air and say, I wasn't reporting. But no, you were using all the actions of a reporter, which has already been stated on this very show on The View. That's what he was doing. Let's get it.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you both are saying.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, my big question is, it is now up to CNN
Yes.
to take whatever steps they feel necessary, because it's not illegal. It's ethically questionable.
No, it's ethically wrong. Ethically wrong. It's not even questionable. And if you're trying to contact a witness in a criminal case for the defense, it is actually a crime. Remember, they used to get the mob in New York when Rudy Giuliani was mayor. They used to get this all the time on mobsters. Intimidating a witness, it is a crime. They need to stop saying it's not a crime. It's a crime. Let's continue.
We all have walked that path. Perhaps if my brother was in trouble, I don't know how far I would go. But I would have said, you know what? I'm going to take a month off.
She ain't going very far. She ain't going very far.
Till this
Yeah.
blows
Well, maybe
over.
they should have
That's
done
what he
that.
should-
Maybe,
that's
maybe
what
the
he should
horse
have
is
done.
out of the barn.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
They should have done that,
Yeah.
whoever's in charge.
That's it. Well,
Yeah.
Chris.
Chris, yeah, Chris.
I don't know what's happening with my voice.
What is Cuomo?
Yes, this makes it very different. With CC, that's what CC should have done. Hear me, CC? So yesterday, New York General.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Chris Cuomo, The View trying to hold his water because they will always protect somebody in the cold. They always will. And if you don't agree with them politically, they're coming after you. They're coming after you. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on in The View that I want to cover. I'm probably going to use the weekend to do that. A few disturbing things. But hey, I like this Jane Coaston. She needs her own show. She needs her complete own show. So thank you for watching this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, especially in these days and times, do what you got to do.